Hello and welcome to TTV News with some latest event in TayNinhTV. Ladies and gentlemen, on the mornings of 2024 at Sunrise Hotel, TayNinh City, a conference to summarize collaboration for the periods of 2018 to 2023 and sign collaboration agreement for the periods of 2024 to 2029 was held between the people committees of TayNinhTV and administrative boards of two provinces, including Svay and Raven Kingdom of Cambodia.
Participating in the signing ceremony on TayNinh Province site, there were Mr. Nguyễn Thành Tâm, member of the Party Central Committee, Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, Chairman of the Provincial Bureau Council, Mr. Nguyễn Thành Ngọc, Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, Chairman of the Provincial Bureau Committee, along with Standing Vice Chairwoman of the Provincial Bureau Council Nguyễn Đại Thi, Vice Chairman of the Provincial Bureau Committee Nguyễn Hồng Thanh and Dương Văn Thắng. On the side of the Kingdom of Cambodia, there was Mr. Prang Pusar, Governor of Svay Province, Mr. Suron Somalin, Governor of Raven Province, administrative leaders of the office and departments, branches of the two provinces. Speaking at the conference, Mr. Nguyễn Thành Ngọc emphasized TayNinh always determines that strengthening and promoting comprehensive cooperation with border localities is one of the top priorities, in which promoting border economic exchanges, culture, arts, sports, and ensuring security and order on the border is the core content. Through cooperation, exchange and foreign affairs programs between localities, it has contributed to cultivating solidarity and friendship, strengthening trust, and promoting the friendly relationship and comprehensive cooperation between Vietnam and Cambodia in general, and the provinces sharing a common border in particular, are increasingly deepening, becoming more and more blossoming and bearing fruit. At the conference, leaders of TayNinh Province and the two provinces of Svay and Raven discussed and agreed to sign a cooperation agreement for the period of 2024-2029 in many fields. In order to exploit maximum potential, advantages and opportunities for cooperation of the parties for the development and happiness of local people, contributing to strengthening, consolidating and further tightening the relationship of the good neighbors, traditional friendship, comprehensive cooperation, long-term sustainability between the two countries of Vietnam and Cambodia in general, and between TayNinh and the provinces of Svay and Raven in Kingdom of Cambodia in particular.
In the first 6 months of 2024, functional branches in the province are performing well the inspection, supervision and trade controls of import and export goods, transit means of transport, and immigrations of the passengers.
Accordingly, the Customs Force coordinates closely with the border guard in controlling import, export, and immigration at border gates. In accordance with the site coordination plan, thanks to that, the situation of import, export, immigration of goods, people, and means of transport through border gates is strictly controlled, avoiding hotspots in the management area. In addition, the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development has also performed well the work of quarantine of animals and animal products exported from the province. In the latest economic updates report on Vietnam, Standard Chartered Bank forecasts that Vietnam's GDP growth in the second quarter only reached 5.3%, lower than the first quarter, while inflation is forecasted to increase to 4.5%. Economic experts from this agency assess that although growth in the second quarter is likely to slow down, Vietnam still maintains a very positive recovery momentum. The economy may still face challenges in the third quarter. In the context of price pressure, exchange rates, and declining demand globally, retail sales growth is forecasted to decrease to 8.2%. Export growth will decrease to 14.2% over the same period in June. According to a report by the Ministry of Industry and Trade, the trade balance of goods continues to be in surplus, with an estimated trade surplus of $8.4 billion, mainly due to contributions from the foreign investing sector, including crude oil. Specifically, export turnover in segments is estimated at $188.97 billion, up 13.8% over the same period last year. In particular, the main groups export are manufacturing and processing industries. Total import-export turnover of goods is estimated at $369.59 billion, up 16.03% over the same period last year. Agricultural products continue to be a bright spot in export growth, with total export turnover estimated at $18.21 billion in segments. According to the data from the European Statistics Agency, in the first 4 months of the year, the EU imported a total of 11,359 tons of paper from Vietnam, with a value of more than 48.5 million euro, and accounting for 61.5% of total imports of this product of the region. This shows that Vietnam continues to be the largest paper supplier in the EU. The EU's average imported paper price from Vietnam reached 4,273 euros per ton. In addition to competitive prices, Vietnamese paper export businesses have an advantage over some exporting countries such as India, Malaysia, Indonesia, thanks to the EVFTA agreement, which has reduced import taxes on raw or crushed paper. EU reduced from 4% to 0%. However, the Vietnam Paper and Spice Association also recommends that in order to take advantage of these opportunities, the paper industry must follow the direction of sustainable production because more and more European consumers are demanding sustainable certification of production quality. Implementing the peak achievement for drug prevention and control in 2024 and respond to the International Day for Drug Prevention and Day for All People to Prevent Drugs. On the morning of June 23rd, the People's Committee of Happening World City launched the motto, "Agencies and businesses join hands to help people who have completed prison sentences and people after drug rehabilitation reintegrate into the community." Realizing the importance and significance of this work, with the motto of mobilizing the entire political system and the entire society participate in supporting and helping people reintegrate into the community, Happening World Police advised the leadership of the People's Committee of Happening World plans to build a model to manage and help them become useful ones to society. In addition to this model, the world is currently maintaining and promoting effective models, security cameras 4+1 model, contributing to maintaining political security stability in the locality.
Accordingly, the Prime Minister requests provinces and sovereign cities to prepare the best conditions for the high school graduation exams and universities entrance exams and vocational education admission in 2024, absolutely ensuring the safety, security, and safety for the exams, proactively preventing, detecting, and handling acts of using high-tech equipment to cheat in the exam. The Prime Minister also directed on several sectors and organizations to create conditions for the children and the pupils and students to have the safe, healthy, and useful entertainment during the summer holidays, coordinating with the families to manage and supervise children and students, especially preventing and combating accidents, injuries, drowning, and child abuse in the online environment. The district-level Finland Front Conference has democratically consulted to appoint 462 people to join the Finland Front Committees of District, Town, and Tenant City for the 2024 and 2029 term, ensuring the correct procedures, structure, and qualifications also. Delegates attending the conference highly appreciated the results that the Finland Front of District, Town, and Tenant City achieved in the past term, promoting its process of political alliance and voluntary union organizations, and is an important political base of the peoples and the government, gathering and building the right unity of the people and contributing to the successful implementation of the political tasks of the Provincial Party Committee. The completion of Vietnam-Thailand Front Conference from grassroots to district level will be an important premise towards successfully organizing the 11th Conference of the Thailand Front Delegates of the Province of 2024 and 2029, scheduled to take place next August.
Ladies and gentlemen, TayNinhTV district is early lychee capital of Bắc Giang. At this time, TayNinhTV early lychees have finished harvesting. This year, district total lychee output is about 15,000 tons, with an average selling price of about 40,000 Vietnamese dong per kilo. Revenue reached about 600 billion Vietnamese dong, an increase of 1.5 times compared to last year and reaching the highest level ever.
This year, TayNinhTV early lychee is consumed favorably in both domestic and foreign markets, with a total output of nearly 15,000 tons. Nearly 11,000 tons are exported to China, Australia, Japan, and the United States markets, while about 4,000 tons are consumed domestically. The price of early ripening lychees increased from 15% to 20% and remained stable from the beginning to the end of the season. The lowest selling price is 40,000 Vietnam dong per kilogram. The highest is 70,000 Vietnam dong per kilogram. This achievement is due to the fact that TayNinhTV lychees have affirmed their outstanding quality, ensuring food safety and traceability of origin. Bắc Giang lychees are number one in Vietnam and number one in the world for lychees, which take pulp, small size, sweet taste, and beautiful shape. However, during the export process, it is necessary to manage the refrigeration system plus the packaging from which this lychee is transported to the US or Europe, anywhere. The important thing is that we must manage the refrigeration system plus the packaging and must have a Vietnamese brand. TayNinhTV district has directed specialized agencies and production houses to review and expand an additional 21.6 hectares to ensure it meets export standards. In the difficult market, the product value of this year lychee is very exciting, and farmers harvest with a very happy and excited mentality. With the choice brought by the early lychee season, people in TayNinhTV early lychee era have more positive motivation to invest, fertilize, and produce according to the correct technical process, promising a more successful 2025 early lychee season again.
Dear audience, on the mornings of 2024, the National Assembly discussed the draft revised law on prevention and combat the human trafficking. Many delegates were concerned about the issues of children born after their mother were trafficked aboard. Accordingly, delegates proposed that those children also are identified as victims of human trafficking crimes.
According to delegates, there are many cases where women who are victims of human trafficking give birth abroad but cannot rescue and bring their children back. Therefore, the delegates proposed the need to supplement regulations on the rights of children born while their mothers were deceived into going abroad. Regarding the regulations on the rights of children born while their mothers were deceived into being sold abroad, the draft law stipulates a number of articles to protect children who are victims of human trafficking and children whose mothers are victims of human trafficking for the purpose of sexual exploitation. Because there are no clear regulations, there are many cases where women who are victims of human trafficking give birth abroad but cannot rescue and bring their children back. I think that the regulations on protecting victims as children in Article 29 are incomplete. Many women were forced to give birth abroad, but when they were rescued from abroad to Vietnam, they cannot bring their children with them because there are no specific legal regulations. Therefore, it is proposed to supplement regulations in the direction that children born after their mothers are trafficked abroad are also victims of human trafficking crimes. Delegates also suggested determining that a victim of human trafficking does not necessarily mean the person being abused, but only needs that person to be the target of the human trafficking act. A woman is trafficked, being pregnant or pregnant because she's a victim of human trafficking. Then children are born from the woman. Then children are born from that woman at that moment. Also directly suffer the same suffering as the mother. Delegates proposed for obvious acts such as using victims for experiments, sexual slavery, organ donation, kidnapping, giving the victims sleeping pills, or anesthetics, forcing victims to beg, need to be added to the concept of human trafficking to ensure greater coverage, to not miss human trafficking acts, to better protect victims. At the same time, it is more convenient for the authorities to implement accompanying policies.
Fall in love with the knitting profession since 2009. Mr. Levang Lang Southon in Mokam Commune of Tangbin District started a business with the little initial capital. A small-scale workshop with only 2 to 3 workers, producing about 30 to 40 products a day, and being loaned with 50 million Vietnam dong from the job creation loan program, he was reinvigorated and has the condition to expand the factory scale, and daily output has since increased to nearly 150 products per day, ensuring the supply for customers inside and outside the province also. Since having the capital, Mr. Levang Lang Southon have expanded its production scale, creating the job for 6 to 7 workers in Goda Hamlet, and recently, the Executive Committee of the Commune Farmer Association also coordinated with the Bank for Social Policies plans to increase the loan limits for Mr. Levang Lang's household in the future, thereby creating conditions for him to have the capital to expand his scale as well as support more workers in the area to find the jobs and make it more stable. Also having access to timely loans, Mr. Trần Hữu Thọ in Thanh Tây Commune of Tangbin District has gradually completed his eel breeding and commercial farming farm, selling nearly 1.5 tons of eels each day. I opened this farm to stabilize my family's economy also, and it's difficult to get capital because I don't have any capital and it's difficult for everything. I said my problems and I was instructed by the hamlet to borrow 50 million Vietnam dong, so I can complete the farm. And this farm also provides more food money for the farm also. And from the beginning of the year to April the 30th of 2024, the number of poor households, poor households and other policies beneficiaries receiving loans to invest in production and business development and shop social security is 9,000. It's 1,970 households with a total loan amount of 55,200 million Vietnam dong. And the total loan balance is 46,554 million Vietnam dong, an increase of 18.14% compared to the beginning of the year and reaching for 97.9% of the 2024 plan. Beneficiaries after borrowing capital must be used the capital for the right purpose with the right interest, deposit savings and repay debt on time. And after 10 years of implementing Directive number 40 of the central government, day November the 22nd of 2014 on the Party Central Committee Secretariat, the party committees at all levels and local authorities, relevant associations, unions and organizations, the Social Political Department coordinates closely with the Bank for Social Policies Transaction Office of Tangbin District to focus on resources and promote the implementation of policy credit programs contributing to the social economic development, implementing the goals of sustainable poverty reduction, creating the jobs, ensuring the social security and building new rural areas in Tangbin District also.
And that's all for today TTV News. Thank you for being with us and goodbye for now.